Hi, everyone. It's time for Wednesday Words. It's been a crazy morning, so I'm glad to be sitting here on my porch for a few minutes. And as I said in my post, we're going to talk about teachers. This is the last week of July, and you may not know all the things that go through a teacher's mind when you get to this last week of July. But I'd like to share a few things with you. And to all my teacher friends, this is for you. They're starting to get really excited about the new school year. They maybe even have a wish list of items they want, and they're starting to buy things and think about what they're going to put in their classroom. But they're also, on the other hand, realizing that their vacation is over, that their time away is ended, and their time where they could have a leisurely breakfast, go to the restroom whenever they needed to, and just be in the freedom of summer is over. So there's a kind of a push and a pull time for them. But I can guarantee you this: those teachers have worked this summer. They have worked every day. They have thought about the school year. They have thought about your child. They have thought about what they're going to teach. They have spent time, even if they were on vacation, thinking about what worked last year, what could they have done better, what changes can they make for this year. It's something that becomes a part of you. So amazingly, it's the only profession that I can think of that affects every single person. We all have had teachers. We've all had relationships with teachers, good or bad. We've all had teachers that have called us on the carpet and pulled us up when we needed it and talked sternly to us, straightened ourselves out, so to speak. And we've had teachers who have not treated us well, who have had a lasting effect on us, that may even still we think of when we hear the word teacher. But what I want you to think about is that one teacher who helped you. Maybe it was more than one. Maybe it was a team of teachers. Maybe you recall several. Those of you that are my classmates from school, you know what an amazing time we had in Mrs. Epps' class. She was one of the very best teachers that I have ever had, and she was way ahead of her time. This was back in the 1960s, the end of the 1960s, when she allowed us as our science teacher to have hands-on science. We dissected things. We incubated baby chickens. We did the most amazing things. I learned every bone in my body in her class, and I still remember them. But the most, even more amazing thing is, sadly, we had a classmate pass away during COVID time, and we didn't get to have a memorial for him until almost a year later. It was about a year ago. And I went to the memorial service. Mrs. Epps was there. Yes, our sixth grade teacher was there. Oh my gosh, she must have been 12 when she taught us, because she looked absolutely beautiful. But she remembered us, and as we hugged her and we talked to her, she told us our class was amazing. We were filled with very smart, very attentive kids, and she loved teaching us. And, that is some kind of teaching legacy, isn't it? So I am fortunate enough that I have had a chance to write to my teachers that really made a difference for me, and to thank them. And I got replies back from them. I'm also super fortunate enough to have had my students write to me. And, even if it was just a post on a Facebook page, it was still something that touched my heart. One of my most recent ones that made me laugh was a young man I taught in third grade that just graduated from high school this year. And I told him I was so proud of him. And he told me back, "You taught me how to tie my shoes." And I thought, that made me laugh because he and I really struggled over that shoe tying, and it was something sweet that I could remember from him. So I'm going to ask you for your writing challenge to write to one of your teachers. You wouldn't believe how many teachers are on Facebook, so you could find them that way. And maybe find out how to send this message to them. Maybe you just post it on your page. This is a tribute to my teacher who taught me in whatever grade, whatever subject. And I bet that you chose that person not so much for the content that he or she taught you, but the way that he or she treated you, respected you, encouraged you, and yes, maybe even had a come to Jesus meeting with you on the outside the door of the classroom, because sometimes you do have those meetings. So that's what my challenge to you today is. And I wanted to share with you at this time of year, this is when the teachers are regrouping. This is when the teachers are answering their calling. This is when they deeply feel, why am I doing this crazy job? Why am I doing this? And they get the answer because it's part of who I am. It's part of who I was designed to be. And it's part of my legacy that I'm going to leave. So I'm also going to ask you to listen. I wrote a piece when I first started blogging in August of 2016, and I named it Claim It. And it's really for students. But after I read it over, when I was getting ready to prepare for this, I thought, you know what? This could go to the teachers too. So this is a little tribute, whether you're a teacher or a student, whether you finish school or not. Maybe you want to share this with a kid that you know or a teacher that you know. Feel free to do that. But it's truly how I feel. So here we go. Admit it. Deep inside you, maybe buried so far down that you don't even recognize it, you are excited to start back to school. Claim it. Stop a minute. Really let that sink in. You are facing another year. Your attitude, your self-talk, your belief system can make or break you. It really can. You do not have to be who you were last year. See, that is the real, true beauty of another school year. It is a chance to start again for everyone, even for you. You are not the same person you were last year. You do not have to fit into the same shoes. You do not have to be who you were. You do not have to be who you were. Take that in. Repeat that to yourself. Let those be the last words you hear as you fall asleep and the first ones you hear when you wake up every day this new year, your new year. You have a unique chance to start again as a new you. You know you have some things you need to deal with. They may be small or huge, but they are holding you back from being the person you were made to be. Let them go. One thing at a time. Take a breath, just one breath, and let go. You be the one to take a small or large step into the change that is just waiting to happen. This is your year. This is your time. Be the one. And I really believe that. It's a chance for you every year to start over again, especially in a school setting. So my writing challenge for you today is to write to a teacher. Post that somewhere so somebody can read it. And I'd also challenge you to start right now praying for your children's teachers, praying for them every day. Go ahead and begin today. Every day, say a prayer for them, for their strength, for their wisdom, for their courage, for their ability to touch your child and offer them that support. it'll make a big difference to both you and your children. And if you have young children, include them in the prayer time. Let the teacher know that you are praying for him or her to have a good school year. So I'll see you next week, and I'll probably pre-record next Wednesday because Wednesday is my birthday, and I think I'm going to go on a little birthday adventure that I may be able to share about after it's over. So have a good Wednesday, and I hope to see you next week.